The young man lay on his bed, eyes bloodshot, chest heavy. Breathing felt like carrying a boulder on his ribs. His mind kept replaying memories. The days when he was full of hope, waking up early to exercise, heading to college with motivation, then working in a small but respectable office job. He used to dream of a bright future, send money home to his family, and feel proud of himself. But now, cigarettes burned one after another, alcohol bottles littered his nights, and he was trapped in a haze of smoke and bitterness. A meaningless job in a restaurant with barely enough pay, this was never the life he imagined. It had all started with his hunger for friendship. Far from his family, who were never very close anyway, he longed for a few real friends. When a group welcomed him with small acts of kindness, it felt to him like a ray of sunlight tearing through the darkness, bringing light into his heart. He felt indebted to them, became attached. Nights out at clubs, drinking, laughing. At first, it was all fun, but gradually, things fell apart. Late nights and endless trips kept him from studying. One semester, then another, he took leave from college. His pride and reckless joy spilled into his workplace, and after arguments with colleagues, he quit. He thought his friends were his safety net, so he didn't care. He took a small job at a restaurant just to afford his nights out with them. And then, one day, it all collapsed. A small misunderstanding, something he thought was easily solvable, turned into the end. His friends cut him off without a word, removed him from their circle as if he had never existed. Now, he was left alone with cigarettes, alcohol, a job he hated, and a broken heart. The questions wouldn't stop. How did this happen? Didn't I mean anything to them? Days turned into months. College unfinished, his good job gone, health declining. But worst of all, he had lost himself. His shoulders slump, the weight of rejection crushing him, as the symbol of connection becomes a reminder of his disconnection. A year passed. He was exhausted from the endless cycle of despair. One sleepless night, he decided, things had to change. He began saving a little each month for therapy. In those sessions, a mirror was held up to his soul. He realized why he had fallen so easily into the trap. Years of loneliness, a distant family, a desperate hunger for connection. He had clung to shallow kindness, and it had enslaved him. Therapy taught him something life-changing. Your first and truest friend must be yourself. When you can enjoy your own company, you no longer chase friendships out of fear or need. Friendships born of desperation are chains, not bonds. Step by step, he changed. He cut down on alcohol, then left it completely. He quit smoking, he started hiking. In the silence of the mountains, walking toward each summit, he remembered who he was. The mountains became his new companions. In hiking groups, he met healthy, kind-hearted people. He learned the difference between true connection and toxic dependence. He remembered the boy who had studied hard, gotten into a good college, become one of the top students, landed a specialized job, and sent money back to his family. Another year passed. He returned to college. He found a semi-specialized job in a new company, and slowly he began to love himself again. He cooked good meals just for himself, wore clothes that made him feel proud, treated himself to the best restaurants. Most importantly, he learned to say no when something didn't feel right. He no longer feared loneliness because he had learned to enjoy his own presence. New friendships formed, like with one or two hikers in his group, but this time not out of need, out of choice. It took years, but the young man found himself again. That painful fall was not an ending, but a beginning. He had to break to be rebuilt. High on the mountain summit, Anthony stands alone, stronger, wiser, freer.